Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Darkness. Last time, we went through Mount Bristle and forced Drowsy to do the Sex Offender Shuffle. This time, we're just gonna keep going with the game. And I said I don't remember what we're going to be doing next time on the previous episode, and unfortunately now I do remember. Do I remember? Okay, no, never mind, I'm dumb. I thought it was Sentry Duty. No, I'm a fucking idiot. Right, that opening segue completely failed, but whatever. Anyway, what's up, Krogunk? Yeah, shut the fuck up, bitch. Anyway. Yeah, first free day. We're finally, let off the leash a little bit. First free day, we can just do what we want. And like I said, we are going to be avoiding this outlaw board because even though that reward is good, the outlaws are just too strong to deal with at this point, and we don't have good enough equipment, so we're just going to ignore that. What else do we got? Some pretty good rewards. 2 Reviver Seeds from Beach Cave and some Graveler Rocks. Fuel Seed Grass Gummy, and Wrench Bluff. I'm also just going to accept every one of these, and we're just going to do all of them. How about that? Let's do the, you know what? Let's do Drenched Bluff first. Sure. I don't think there's any reason to not just accept every mission all at once. It doesn't really matter, but whatever. You start exploring by going out this way. Wow, thanks for letting me know. Anyway, quickly run through, do all of our daily chores, put away the money in the bank. Look at that, we have almost 1,000 now. Dojo still closed? Yup. Anyway, I'm just gonna run through, gear up, put some stuff in storage, go save, and then I'll catch up to you when we're in the dungeon. Alright. Time to head over to Drenched Bluff and do our first real missions. If you ignore the, previous 2 real missions we did, but let's finally start just doing whatever we want. This is where the game finally starts to pick up a little and get fun. At the store, we also spot an escape orb. It's always nice to just have an escape orb in the bag. They're useful. Okay, some other stuff to talk about. When I was in the store, saw there was the Sunny Orb, which is one of the things I like the least about Explorers. So, every single TM that appears in Gen 4 Pokemon appears in Explorers as well, and the compatibility for them is, I believe, just the exact same as it is in the mainline games. The problem is 4 of those TMs are missing, that being the 4 weather TMs: Rain Dance, Sandstorm, Sunny Day, and Hail. There are no weather TMs. It's because there is the Sunny Orb, the Sandy Orb, the Rainy Orb, and I believe there's a Hail Orb. Yeah, if you want to set weather, you have to use the Orb, which I gotta say, that is fucking dumb. I don't know why they did that. It makes Pokemon that have the weather moves already in their learn set pretty valuable, I feel like. Because, there's no TM to do it. Pretty much every Pokemon can learn at least one of the weather moves, right? They have huge distribution, but now barely any of them get it at all. And you have to, stockpile on orbs and just take up a bunch of inventory space. I don't know. I assume it's, a balance measure, because weather can be really fucking powerful in this game. Pokemon with Swift Swim can just start going insane if they're attacking in the rain. Pokemon with Chlorophyll or, fucking Solar Power get really strong in the sun. I don't know. I'm not sure why they did it. I would have preferred that the weather moves just be TMs again, but I don't know, maybe it would just been too strong. I'd say, certain Pokemon like Shellos, I know for a fact Shellos gets Rain Dance, so that could be good, although it's funny that I use Shellos as the example, because I mentioned this several times now, didn't really elaborate too deeply on it, but, I said the early dungeon Pokemon are weak, and what I mean is, something curious about this game is if you played mainline, you know that, there are EVs, IVs, Nature's fucking stupid bullshit, and so, Pokemon stats can be extremely variable. In this game, every Pokemon has a stat minimum of 0, a stat maximum of 255, and every level up they get, stats are predetermined. So, a certain species, let's just say, I don't know if I know, Pikachu, for example, at, level 20, it'll just get, plus 3 attack, plus 2, plus 3 HP, plus 2 attack, plus 2 special attack, plus 1 defense, plus 1 special defense, sure. I don't know if that's what the level ups actually look like, but that's not the point. The point is, if you have a Pikachu that levels up and gets to level 20, it will always get those stats every single time, no matter what. And so, what that means is early game Pokemon like Shellos, Lileep, Anorith, Kabuto, they are extremely, extremely weak. It's because their stats are really, really, really fucking bad. They start with very low base stats, and their level up stats are not impressive at all, and it's because they're like early dungeon Pokemon, they're supposed to be super weak. To, think a little less. They're supposed to be super weak to ensure you can actually beat them at the beginning of the game, right? But it means Pokemon like Shellos are actually really terrible if you try to actually use them because their stats and like HP are so bad. And because the stat cap for everything is 255, in theory, you could cram enough vitamins down a Pokemon's throat to, like, you know, make it have really good stats. You can cap out the stats of literally any Pokemon in the game, and it would be good. Well, most Pokemon would be good. Because every Pokemon has the same stat cap, a Pokemon's viability is determined mostly by its typing, abilities, and moves, and, like, IQ group. But, like, you're not going to be capping most of your Pokemon stats for 99% of the game, probably. So if you just, like, right at the beginning of the game, you're like, oh, I want to recruit a Shellos and put it on my team. Like, you can do that. It's going to be completely shit, but you could do it. I know, it's weird. It's the same deal in Rescue Team. The early game Pokemon in that game are also extremely weak for the most part, with some notable exceptions. Zigzagoon and Mount Seal, for example, is a fucking, like, world-destroying demigod and is super busted because it levels up extremely fast. And in Rescue Team, I'm getting pretty sidetracked now, but I don't care. In Rescue Team, your damage is extremely heavily, like, weighted by your level. Level is huge in damage calculation, to the point where if you even have, like, 4 or 5 levels over the enemy, even if your stats were half of theirs, you would still probably be dealing a lot of damage to them, and they would barely be dealing any damage to you just because you have a level advantage. It's kind of insane. That's all the missions here, so let's just get the fuck out of here. But yeah, like, level is super important. It's still important in Explorers, but not nearly as much as Rescue Team. It is fucking insane in Rescue Team. And so Pokemon like Zigzagoon. You get Zigzagoon at the beginning of the game, and it levels up extremely fast. By the time you leave the dungeon, it will probably have gained 10 levels. Which means it's also super strong, because it just gets a bunch of levels over everything. Which means it becomes super tanky and hits like a fucking truck all the time. It's kind of hilarious. Zigzagoon is very broken in Rescue Team for that. It's not nearly as good in this game, because, it has fucking Gluttony as an ability. Gluttony is one of the worst abilities in the game. Because it just makes your hunger get consumed twice as fast. And if you've played Mystery Dungeon before, you know, managing your hunger and bringing enough food to survive the dungeon is extremely, extremely fucking important. So, playing as a Pokemon that is just handicapped and loses hunger super quickly, uh-oh, that's not fucking good, is it? Not a big deal if, like, the AI controls Zigzagoon where the hunger doesn't matter, but if you're trying to play Zigzagoon yourself in this game, like, not tough shit, man. At least it still gets, like, Pin Missile and stuff. Anyway, I'm not even gonna bother saving, I don't think, because it just takes so fucking long. No, I'm a rebel. They always tell you make sure you save your game, but I'm fucking evil. I'm gonna skip it. Oh shit, enter. Or, no, this is like literally the fucking opposite of an enter. This is like literally no dimes. I should stop saying literally. Sentry Duty bros were so back. I think this, I feel like Sentry Duty is another thing that people get kind of hung up on for being stupid, like, I mean, like, this is gonna be a dorkly tier comment, but wow, isn't it weird that they look at footprints to, like, identify people? Wouldn't it be easier if they just stood behind the gate at the entrance to the guild and just were able to see with their own 2 eyes what Pokemon it is? Like, whoa, like, I don't really know what they were thinking with Sentry Duty, but, like, I mean, as a minigame, all things aside, all, like, fucking foot fetish jokes aside about Sentry Duty, I almost called it Fentry Duty, holy fucking shit. I wish it was Fentry Duty, oh my god. Anyway, all fucking Sentry Duty, like, foot fetish memes aside, as a minigame, I think it's, like, okay. It's worth actually trying to do it right, though. In fact, now that I think about it, I really should have actually, like, saved beforehand, because the rewards you get for Sentry Duty are actually pretty goddamn good if you do it well. You really want to do it well, and you want to do it fast. More importantly, you don't want to make any mistakes, but you actually want to do well at Sentry Duty, so I should have saved, so I, you know, could reset if I fucked up somehow, but I'm not gonna bother on doing that, because, like, I mean, the items you get are good, but it's not Not really worthy of resetting the game, I don't think. So I like this little, like, fucking Terraria-ass side view of the guild. Pretty amusing looking. Also, I just realized something that bothers me. Is the camera gonna pan back up? Okay, I don't think so, but in case you notice, there's, like, grass outside up there where the Bidoof was walking, despite the fact that, like, it's just a bunch of barren dirt, the entrance to the guild. Literally fucking unplayable inconsistency. What the fuck, man? How did this game get past Q&A testing? It sucks. Anyway, I'm just having a go. Funny thing is, I remember doing a playthrough of this game years ago, and every time they say there, like, oh, do you want me to explain that again? You can say understood, or please explain again. There's actually a handful of lines of dialogue tied to that, where they'll be like, wow, you're a fucking idiot, you really need me to explain that again? I mean, okay, and they just do the whole explanation again. I'm not gonna bother doing that this time, because it takes forever, and we don't need to see tutorials 49 times in a row. But anyway, Sentry Duty time. You know, I'm kind of godlike at Sentry Duty myself. Let's speedrun this shit. Okay, that's immediately just bullshit. I'm dumb. I thought I had used the touch screen. I forgot you use the buttons. Anyway, I guessed right. That's Combuskin. That Combuskin portrait looks so fucked up. Piplup, bro. Come on. Easy. Piplup, my favorite starter. I know who that is. Piplup and Empoleon in the same Sentry Duty lineup is a diabolical pull, by the way. What the fuck is that? Oh, it's Politoed. I don't believe there's footprints for every Pokemon in the game. There's only a handful of footprints that appear for the minigame, and I can't say I really blame them. Drawing, like, high-res footprints for every Pokemon just for a stupid fucking minigame you do, like, twice. Ponyta? Yeah, it's like a huff, kind of. Funny thing is, to promote the game, you know, back in the days when games actually had their own official websites, when the games were being released, the official Explorers of Time, Darkness, and Sky website, there's actually a Sentry Duty minigame you could fucking play. Oh my god, that Porygon footprint is crazy. No, I'll show some footage of it here, but, there's actually, like, a Sentry Duty minigame you could play in Flash, and you got, like, computer wallpapers or some shit if you cleared it. That's right, yeah. Yeah, I'll show some footage of it. It's pretty much a Sentry Duty ported to Flash, and I believe if you clear it, you get, like, a wallpaper you can download for your computer or some shit. It's just a cute little thing. I believe the website was in Japanese only, though. In editing, when I'm getting the footage for that, I'll have to refresh myself on that. Completely perfect, look at that. I'm the smartest footfag this world's ever seen. No, Sentry Duty is pretty easy. I mean, we started off with a curveball, like the Combuskin Doduo thing, but, like, you know, I can just adapt to the, you know, the feat, you know? Okay, I'm just gonna... This is what I'm talking about, yeah. 500 coins nice. A Joy Seed, like, holy shit, that's really good. And a Ginseng, like, that's really, really, really good. And a Life Seed, like, yeah, you really want to do Sentry Duty well. You get some great stuff out of it. Like, Life Seeds and Joy Seeds, those are rare as fuck. You do not get many of those. Dude, you really, really want to do those, right? Where's back to the guild hall just for the stupid eating cutscene. Yeah, I believe there's only 2 instances in the game where you're forced to do Sentry Duty, but I think after you beat the game, if you want, you can, for some reason, continue to do Sentry Duty. If you, like, go to the guild and talk to Loudred, you can replay Sentry Duty. I don't remember if you get any rewards for doing it, but I guess if you really wanted to play Sentry Duty again, you can play it. I'm not going to complain about it, because, you know, like, it would be weird if they coded in a minigame. Let's say this time. It'd be weird if they coded in a whole minigame that you play twice, and you're just never allowed to play it again, like... I guess it's a nice novelty that Sentry Duty is still at least accessible for people who are interested if, you know... If for something compels you to go play Sentry Duty again, you can if you want to without having to start a whole new save and play like an hour and a half into the game. No, I just think it's kind of interesting. I believe today is... Got more jobs. It's another filler day, but it's very important that you grind a lot of missions during these filler days because you want to get as many mission points as you want, first of all. Because you want to get extra, like, you want to rank up and then get extra storage. That's super fucking important. Second of all the items and rewards you get from doing the missions and that you find while you're out on your mission, again, super important. You want to get all of those. I'm gonna stick to Beach Cave today, and none of those missions are very alluring, but... Yeah, very important that you get all the items for it. And, you also get EXP, of course, which means more moves, which means you get stronger, and you want to be, you know... You obviously want to be as strong and as well-equipped as you can possibly be to deal with the, you know, shit in this game. Yeah, shut up, Bidoof. No one gives a fuck. No, I'm sorry, that's mean. Anyway, let's just quickly do our pre-mission prep, and then I'll catch you in Beach Cave. Alright, we finished preparing for the mission, and now let's head over to Beach Cave, and as you can see, we've accepted all these, yeah. As you can see, you can pick Beach Cave from the mission list like any other dungeon, or you can actually walk down to the beach and it just goes right in there yourself. Pretty interesting. Quickly, equip that scarf. We don't even need it. It's so overkill because the enemies here are so weak. Also, got some gummies as rewards without me noticing, so let's just quickly stuff those down Chico's little gullet. Efficiency expert. My god, I can't speak English. Oh, what did that one do again? Target the one with the lowest HP. I mean, yeah, sure. Let's leave that on. Why the fuck not? What is this hallway layout? What the hell? It's like weird. It's like a dead end generated from the room here to the left that like extends over here. That's kind of weird. Also, yeah, fucking 4 and 6 XP for beating these guys. These Pokemon are pathetically weak. Going to floors 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 4. In fact, not floor. We're going to floor number 4. Holy shit. As you can see, we're already strong enough to just hit A and kill most enemies just immediately with no fight. This game is not like... These early dungeons are just a joke. I can only say it so many times. No, we are gonna stay in the dungeon. I'm not even gonna bother walking around because there's no good items to get, really. Other than just like orange berries, I guess. And there's not any EXP to be gained from these Pokemon, so just hit them, just keep on moving. Blast Seed, no, we don't need that shit. We already did our one usage of the Blast Seed this playthrough. We have no reason to do it again. Keep on going. Get stopped by this little fucker using Mud Sport for no reason. It's weird that Mud Sport, like, the thing with Mud Sport is it's supposed to make electric moves do less damage. I just find it weird that most Pokemon that know Mud Sport are just ground types who are already immune to electricity. I guess Shellos is an exception, except it then, you know, evolves into Gastrodon, who is a ground type, and again, you know, is just immune to electric anyway, so I think it's pretty fucking pointless. Anyway, I'm actually just gonna, rather than leave the dungeon early, let's just go to the stairs, just so we can see other Blast Seeds I don't give a shit about. And you probably know this already, but if you go to the end of the dungeon, you can see the neat little cutscene. I guess it's cute that they do this, because you can, like, this boss fight room, you only see it, really, when you fight Coughing and Zubat, but if you wanted to, you could run all the way to the end of the dungeon and just be able to see it again. I don't know, it's just kind of neat. Now that I'm looking more closely at all the rocks around this map, don't the palettes look very weird? There's like random bits of blue everywhere, which I assume was supposed to be some weird shading, but that looks like really wrong actually, what the fuck? Weird. Whatever. Anyway, wow, Moth cleared the dungeon, woohoo! Anyway. Gravelly rocks, nice. Only 10 of them though, so probably just gonna sit in storage for a while. More gummies, always good. More gummies. And, some crumbs of Explorer points. Driver Seed, nice. Heal Seed, also very nice. We're getting some really good stuff really early. Holy shit, I appreciate that. Another Reviver Seed. And 10 more points. No Explorer rank up. That kind of sucks. Anyway, well, I guess I'll just end the episode there, because tomorrow... time to go to the next real dungeon, so next time on Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Darkness, we'll check out what's going on over there. See you next time.